So when I got the house, one of the first things I noticed was this little barrel here fell right off of the structure. So I'm gonna have to re-glue that back on. If I, choose to keep it on, I may decide something else should go there. I'm not sure yet. But what I did was I looked at pictures of the soda shop online and then tried to find a similar shaped structure. And even I like the idea that this ice cream parlor had clear glass windows so that hopefully it could resemble Taylor's soda shop. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this little light bulb and show you what I mean, how on the inside of this house, once it's all lit up, I thought, that's the beauty of a Christmas village is at nighttime, you turn off all the lights in the house and you can look inside the buildings. And this one does include a little tiny soda fountain sign in the back there. I know it's trying to focus on the letters on the window. I think you can see it there, soda fountain. And there's a little table inside with cute little chairs, a little soda pop drink, maybe like a banana split sundae. And then even the letters on the window, it says ice cream shop on both sides. I'm gonna choose to leave that there. I also love that the front door is clean and I like the open sign, so that worked well for me. Check out the details here. We have two little tiny gumball machines. That was super cute. I might even try I'll probably print it because it'll be too hard to hand paint it. This is very small for scale. You can see how little compared to my thumbnail. I would love to get the Gazette, I think it's the Gazette Times or something. The newspaper that Rory ended up taking over. I would love to try to print something on there. So that would be super cute if I could pull it off. On this side of the window is the register where you could see the ice cream counter would be, where everybody could pick out their different flavors. And I think back there is supposed to be ice cubes. I don't know, they don't rattle around, so I don't think it's something broken. And then you can kind of see against the back wall there, it's it looks like it could be little cubbies with little blue bags, but it's not. It's actually part of the windows over here where they painted it and it just kind of leaked through. But it works. It gives light for those looking around. On this side, I will probably leave the ice cream sign. I think the bike is cute. And I will be repainting some of the exterior here, and then the back, I might end up just repainting the back and leaving the door red. So that's the sign all lit up. Some of the other features I'm going to be adding to this besides the little barrel there, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet, but I do have this cute little guy that I ordered on another lot. He came actually with the gazebo and a few other pieces, and he's holding a book and it looks like a stack of more books. I might try to paint those to look more like little candy boxes, or maybe boxes of, little muffins or even donuts, something that looks like a sweets box. Maybe it has sprinkles or different ingredients for his ice cream. But the reason I picked this character to be my Taylor to stand in front of the ice cream parlor is because I liked the shape of his hat. It looks like the hat that Taylor wears as his uniform there. And I liked that the collar area of the shirt here, I could paint this white and then hand paint the little bow tie. So you'll see how I do that. Taylor also wears a coat, and I believe it's dark pants, so I'll end up repainting that, but he works really well for my Taylor. I even plan to hopefully give him a little bit of a beard to age him, because this almost looks like a boy. The other two things that I'm going to be doing is working on the sign. I found this sample of the picture online and I cropped it, and then I printed it a few times. You can see my efforts here. Some are way too big, so I just printed it a few different times until I found one that I thought, once I cut it out, I plan to paint this all a solid, I think, either light blue or cream, because I don't want to paint it green because I want this shape to pop, and I don't want it to be red because it'll blend in with this. So I might paint this background cream or leave it light blue, and then I'm going to glue this on and then cover it with the Mod Podge. And then the second thing that I'm really excited to do after I'm done painting it, I guess the third thing, is down here. I printed again, I had to do it a few times, the poster of our very own Soda Shop Ice Cream Queen, Miss Rory Gilmore. And this picture was kind of a beast to create. I had to find an image that was basically a screenshot from the show. It was always, you know, tilted backwards or too blurry. This was the clearest one I could find, and I actually had to use an app and kind of warp the bottom to make it narrower and try to pull the front forward because the whole picture was kind of leaning backwards. So anyway, that was the first one. I might even print this and frame it and hang it out, you know, at Christmas time or something. I don't know. But this picture was, you know, almost as big as the whole window. That didn't work. So then I finally got this size, which is probably 2 thumbnail lengths. And I want it big enough to be recognizable to fans, you know, even though most of my friends and family haven't watched the show. If they do come over to see it, I wanted it to be kind of recognizable. It's really hard to get it to focus there. But what I'm going to end up doing so that it's not so thin is I have these plastic, it's like a thicker cardstock from Chick-fil-A, little family questions that the family can ask over dinner time. So I'm going to end up gluing this on here. This way it's firmer, and then I can just kind of like so cute. And now we're going to get to work on the building. So when I looked at the picture, I actually realized that the house has, not the house, the shop has more of a creamish beige. So I'm going to end up, I think, painting all of the blue section of this building the beige. This way, I'm more true to the actual color palette. I could almost see Taylor getting mad, like, these colors are in violation of code blah 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 for, you know, not following the actual color scheme. So I'm gonna try to stay true to Taylor Dosey's actual color scheme. So you can see it's definitely going to need more than one coat, and I know that if I make it too thick, it's going to take a long time to dry. So I'm just going to do a little light second coat, work on the rest of the building, and then I'll come back and do a stronger second coat. Okay. One tip is if you ever get paint on an area you don't want it, you can get a wet paintbrush. See how I kind of got some paint right there on that black post? I didn't want that there. And get my brush wet, and then I can kind of just brush it right off. I just realized going behind this bicycle here is going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to do my best. Kind of really regretting painting this. Wish I had left it blue, but it's too late to go back now. Whew. Looking pretty good. The front door is red, thank God. I think we need to make these blue, these navy blue windows up here. I think we need to make them dark green. That would look most similar to the shop. So let me see. I like it. Very nice, right? I'll clean up that little area with some cream once it dries. Okay, what else do we need to do? Another coat up here. Ooh, once this is all dry, I definitely wanted to do, I don't know if you remember, let me see if I can lift this up. The roof line of the shop has these green, thick green, red and white stripes, very candy looking. So we'll definitely want to tie that in as well. Look how good that second coat looks. That is perfect. So good. I'm really happy with that. I just want you to see the difference between the green and the blue. It's already looking so much more like Taylor's Sweet Shop with the green. Oh my God. Hey guys, sorry for the short break. I had to change into a shirt that I don't care if I get paint on it. And I took that as a chance to make some coffee. So I'm gonna have a couple of sips of this and then get back to our sweet shop. And I think what I'm gonna do is while we're waiting for our last coat of beige to dry, I'm gonna start doing the red and green and white stripes. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is hodgepodge Dosie's sign on the front top of the store here. I also decided during my break while I was waiting for this to brew, I Googled, of course now I can't remember the name, not Richard Harris, that's Dumbledore. The actor who plays, Michael Winters. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm probably gonna cut all that out. So Michael Winters is the actor who played Taylor Dosie. And he was actually born in Hartford, Connecticut in 1945. So what I'm gonna do is this establishment already has a sign here that says since 1893. I'm gonna white out the 1893 and put 1945 in honor of Michael Winters. Is that his name? Yes. In honor of Michael Winters because he is such a fantastic actor, and the town of Stars Hollow would have never been the same without him. All right, so let's have our coffee break and then get going. Okay, one more. All right, so when I tried to paint the green down the middle of the red, it kind of turned kind of brown, I think because the red's too dark. So I might try to do one coat of white underneath and then do green on top of that so it really pops. All right, so adding a white stripe down the middle to then paint green on top is gonna be a whole lot of work doing it around all three sides. So I'm gonna try another option. All right, so I'm not really liking how this is coming out, so I think I am gonna repaint the whole entire top white. So this cream I'm trying to use to cover up the 1893 is not the same color as the background here. The background here is more of a grayish white. That's better. Work, but our sign here needs to be green as well.
Oh, cool. Happy to hear that.
Dude, what were you doing?
Looks so good. Okay. Ooh, so instead of that barrel, maybe we put the sign there.
We need your help. We have to find Anita before Leslie does. We've looked through his financials, his prison contacts, the brother who...
Sensei,
The reborn.
he's dead.
What do you mean he's dead? Echo Tanita is running his brother's empire.
Iko Tanita died the day his brother was...
Best friend.
All right, so I forgot about the Stars Hollow Gazette, and I was able to print a tiny little version of the newspaper, but it was still too big. So the tiniest version that I could get to print will fit, but sadly you can't read Stars Hollow Gazette. You can't even read the word Gazette. But in my heart, I know it says it, so I'm gonna still add it to our little shop here. Stars Hollow Gazette is in. Get your paper, read all about it. So one last thing I noticed that I wasn't quite happy with was this little blob of beige for the front door. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to paint that in the green, red, and white stripe design. Maybe even put a little bit of fringe on the edge. We'll see. And there we have it. Hopefully that looks like a front mat. Little tiny fringe along the edges. All right, I went ahead and Mod Podged another larger copy of the Gazette newspaper. I might even fold it in half once it dries and just kind of stick it next to this little newspaper stand, just because I didn't want to waste this. It's so cute. I actually want to see if I can try to get a real copy, maybe off eBay or something, in order to have on my coffee table. So I had some other pieces of Stars Hollow Gazette newspapers I found on Google. This one, it is impossible to read. It's coupons. A lot of them were for like Kim's Antique Shop and Ducey's produce market, but I used part of it when I made this tiny version of the Gazette. I folded it in half. Oh, it's hard to open with one hand. And decided to tape teeny things. So there was the cover. I decided to fold it in half and then glue some of the other Gazette newspaper I found online. Again, you can't read it, but it's just kind of a cool little extra feature for it to be there. And there we have it. So here is the final look of the Taylor's Old Fashioned Soda Shop. We have Taylor Dosey over here. You can see I gave him his uniform with his little green tie. I painted a little bit of a graying beard on him, made his hair darker so he didn't look like a young boy. I tried to add in some green and white stripes to his jacket, but it's such a tiny little figure. It was very hard to do that, so I did the best I could. I decided to give him green pants because it really ties in with his Soda Shop color pattern, and if I had done black pants, he already had black boots, and I really liked how those popped. I did put the little green kind of ribbon around his hat in the show. It has little tiny white dots, but the dots were too big. It just looked terrible. So we've got him in front of his soda shop here. We have our Rory Queen, Ice Cream Queen poster. And then inside you can see that beautiful door. It is intact the way it came, but I decided to go ahead and give it a new little carpet when you first walk in. We have our Gazette Daily Times newspaper stand with the little newspaper there that can come out. And then I ended up removing, if you'll remember, there was a little barrel there, and there's actually a little puddle now of dried paint where the indentation went, but this poster covers it up just perfectly, and that little barrel will go in Kim's Antique Shop now. So you can see the ice cream shop logo on the windows there came out. I left that intact as well. It's perfect. Here's the side view. And I did end up doing a second coat of the cream all around the edges and a second coat of the green. It probably could use a third, but these houses are never, 100% perfect. I think that's what kind of gives them some charm. And I think that the sign came out really great for the soda shop. And I just love it. I want to go inside and have some ice cream floats. So I hope that you enjoyed watching me put together Taylor Dosey's ice cream soda shop, his old fashioned shop. And if you have any other suggestions of something else that I could add, let me know. I am on the hunt for little tiny white, they look like little cast iron chairs. In the show, he has those out front. I found some that were dollhouse size, but those are going to be half the size of the building, so those wouldn't work. But if anybody has any other ideas, definitely let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think. I think it came out great.